Hello everybody, it's Tommy and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a bonus video for my Willow Creek Disney save. This was actually supposed to come out a little bit closer to me finishing that world, but deciding that I was going to release that world and all of the work, I guess you could say, that came with doing that kind of pushed this video back a little bit. But a lot of you have asked me about Townies for the Disney save, and I have mentioned this a little bit in some of my videos, and the plan is to fully fill the Disney save with a ton of Disney Townies, and that can be side characters that maybe get referenced but you never really see, just a bunch of Disney themed Sims, and mostly just to replace a lot of Sims that you see running around the worlds that you really don't want to have a part of the save. So it can be like really immersive and just give a full experience, and also include some characters that didn't get their own residential and so they don't get like a dedicated Create a Sim video. We can do more characters in this way. So today we are going to be doing some Disney Townies, and this is specifically Princess and the Frog themed Townies for Willow Creek. We have 4 Sims, I believe, today, and they are all side characters from, obviously, the Princess and the Frog. The very first one that we are starting with is Mama Odie. So all of these videos are going to be sort of quick. They're not meant to be as detailed as some of my other Create a Sims are. In fact, usually for my regular Create a Sims, I will give like a full-blown backstory. And I'm definitely willing to do that with my Townies as well, especially because I believe that some of you will want to download Townies and then use them and maybe replace them in certain houses if there's room, or add them to family members. I totally get that. But in general, just to keep it a little bit less stressful for me, I've planned to just basically create the Townies and make them look like the characters and not write too much into their backstory. But if you want to see backstory just a little bit, let me know and I will plan that for future videos. So Mama Odie was a spellcaster. That was a really quick Create a Sim for her. All of the Townies are actually already available on the gallery to download if you would like them. I do all of their outfits. I just haven't included them in the video today. So next we have Lewis, and Lewis in The Princess and the Frog is actually a crocodile. So I did mention in one of my very early Disney save videos that I was planning on converting some of the animal characters over into Sims, and this is actually, I think, my first attempt. So usually, and I guess I have a little bit of reference for doing this in the past, I actually used to have, well, I still do have, a series where I would create Pokemon themed Sims. So I would take like a Pokemon and recreate it to make it look like a Sim. And usually what I'll do is I'll take a lot of the facial features from that particular Pokemon and try and carry it over into the Sim, if that makes sense. You will sometimes get some kind of animalistic like features when it comes to these Sims, but that's obviously a little bit intentional so that they can resemble them in the best way possible. I was using an art reference for this for somebody else who had created them in a human version, Lewis in a human version. And I will link that down below if I can find it again. But somebody also mentioned to me that this actually resembles the person who is the voice actor for this character a little bit, and I went and looked it up, and it resembles him a little bit. So that wasn't intentional, but if you notice a little bit of the resemblance, it wasn't intentional, but it's definitely there. In general, I would say for Sims that are more themed around animals, you might get a little bit weirder with the clothing. At least I think that that's what it would be. So I did go a little bit crazy on the clothing. He's going to be wearing some pants that are like scaly and swampy. I'm not even sure what they're for. I think that they come from Get Famous, and it's probably some kind of costume type of item that you use for the acting career. Originally, I was going for something a lot more casual, but ultimately I decided we really just had to do something a little crazy to get the resemblance. I also really wanted some kind of like crocodile skinned shoes, and obviously we're sticking with classic like green colors, tans, any kind of color that really resembles the bayou. And you also have to think about the time period, so I was trying to match him a little bit with his clothing style so he doesn't look out of place when he's walking around the world. By the way, if you happen to have downloaded my Willow Creek save file, and it is officially out for download, if you guys would like it, I will link it down below. The link is going to take you to my Patreon, but it is public for anybody to download for free. It is just the Willow Creek save, though. I have to remind you guys that the full save is not out, and it won't be out for a little while. These Townies are actually included in there as like non-playable characters. You can go into the Manage Household section, and you can add them to different families if you would like to use some of them. But I did want to make sure that they were included in the save. So if you've already downloaded the save file, you might have already seen these guys running around town. Next, we have Ray Lightning. So Ray is based after the lightning bug from The Princess and the Frog. He's a very kind of erratic character, but super happy, super lively. I imagine him to be like the life of the party, super confident, really just his own individual person, and a ton of fun. And his character design in the movie has a couple of like orangish colored hairs that are sticking off of the top of his head. So I imagine he would have orange hair, and I also imagine that he would be more of like your dirty, like, swamp dweller. I'm not even sure what that means exactly, but I pictured him to be like, maybe he works all day, he has a really tough job down in the bayou, or he does something that is a little bit more dirty, and he doesn't really bathe as often as other people. So I imagine that he would be like covered in dirt. He might be wearing some kind of work clothes. And I also decided to make him barefoot, which you might have noticed on Mama Odie as well. Mama Odie is actually shown as being barefoot in The Princess and the Frog, so that's why that decision was made. But I decided to keep him barefoot because I think it just adds to his character. I don't even know if I can explain it super well. He just comes across as like an eco, kind of like one with the land type of person, and he might really like to just be barefoot most of the time. So you will see him running around without his shoes. Some of his other outfits do have shoes. A couple of them do, I think, for maybe like a formal outfit or two, but most of him, this is pretty much how you're going to see him. He's actually sporting the brand new overalls. I think those are from Eco Lifestyle. I didn't even know we got those. They're very nice. I wish there was a swatch that came with like more dirt on it. That would have been really cool, like some grungy kind of work overalls. But really cool, super excited to use that. And I actually have had quite a few opportunities now after this video that I've wanted to use those again, and I use them for Ray, so we had to kind of keep them for Ray, but I'm really excited about that piece of clothing. And then lastly, we have Lawrence. So Lawrence is the butler to Naveen in The Princess and the Frog. He starts as kind of like your good guy character. He ends up becoming a villain, making a really bad deal, and working with Dr. Facilier to kind of orchestrate the plans against Naveen for money is what it basically comes down to, and power and fame and all of that good stuff. So he is your like backstabbing kind of a friend, former butler. He is just a menace. His character design obviously resembles very much what he looks like in the movie. He sports like an old-fashioned butler's type of outfit, and he basically has this outfit across the board for all of his outfits, I believe, except for obviously things where it's not appropriate, like swimwear and all of that good stuff. He's not my favorite character. That's definitely why he wasn't really included in the actual save as like a residential in any way. I can't even imagine doing a house for him, but you know, including him as a townie definitely works, and that way Dr. Facilier can have another friend, Naveen can have another enemy, and maybe we can implement him as like a butler character when the full save comes out. So that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the Princess and the Frog Townies. If you would like to support the Disney Save on Patreon, that is linked in the description box down below, as well as at the end of the video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Hit that little bell icon below to turn on post notifications so you can get updated every single time I post, and I will talk to you all in the next one.